The air bites through the thin coat that Ellie wears as she stands outside Donatelli's restaurant. Her arms are wrapped tightly around her small frame. She rocks slightly on her heels, both from the cold and the nerves. Golden light spills out from the tall restaurant windows, revealing tables filled with food, laughter, and warmth. Inside, people toast wine glasses, swirl pastas, and cut into steaks. The soft clatter of dishes and muffled jazz reaches her ears every time someone opens the door. Her stomach growls. She presses her hand to it, as if to quiet the noise. A couple steps out of the restaurant laughing. The man's arm is around the woman's waist. They don't see Ellie. The woman's perfume lingers in the air like a ghost. Ellie watches them walk away. She takes one small step closer to the restaurant's window, just enough to peek in. A waiter clears a nearby table. There's still food on the plates. Her eyes fix on a half-eaten risotto. Her lips part slightly. She shifts her gaze downward, ashamed, then turns and walks briskly toward the alley at the side of the restaurant. Steam from a kitchen vent warms the narrow space between two dumpsters. She waits beside the service door. The rain from earlier left puddles that reflect the yellow security light above her head. The door creaks open, and a young busboy steps out, carrying a tray piled with plates. He's talking to himself in Spanish, and doesn't notice Ellie at first. She steps forward cautiously. "Excuse me." Her voice is barely audible. The busboy turns, startled. His grip on the tray tightens. "Yeah?" he says, confused. "I was just wondering." She hesitates. "May I have the leftovers, sir? Just some scraps." He looks at her uncomfortably. "I don't think I'm allowed to do that. The manager." "She asked for my leftovers." A calm, authoritative voice cuts in from behind the door. The busboy turns. Vincent Harrow steps into the light. Tall, clean-cut, expensive coat folded over one arm. He regards Ellie not with pity but with curious seriousness. "She asked for mine. Let her in." The busboy blinks, unsure, but steps aside. Vincent holds the door open slightly and nods once toward Ellie. She stares at him, uncertain. "I didn't mean to." She begins, but he interrupts gently. "You're already cold. Come inside." After a long pause, she walks toward the door, slow and cautious like a stray animal unsure of the hand that feeds it. She steps into the warmth. Inside, the heat wraps around her instantly. The clinking of glasses and the low hum of conversation surround her like a different universe. Chandeliers glow above her head. Tables are dressed in crisp linen. Waiters move with grace and speed. She looks down at her worn shoes on the polished floor and feels like a smudge in a painting. Vincent doesn't seem to care. He gestures to a table he had just vacated. "Sit." She hesitates. "I just wanted the leftovers," she murmurs. "And now you'll have a proper meal," he replies. "Please, sit." The chair is soft and velvet cushioned. She sits with rigid posture, her hands in her lap. A waiter approaches, clearly confused. Vincent addresses him calmly. "Bring the menu." The waiter nods and retreats. Moments later, a hot bowl of risotto is set before her, followed by minestrone soup and warm bread in a cloth napkin. Her eyes widen. She reaches for the spoon with trembling fingers and takes the first bite of risotto. Her eyes flutter closed briefly. She chews slowly, savoring. Her body begins to relax. The hunger doesn't disappear. It never does, but it fades just enough to allow her to breathe. Vincent watches her without speaking. She doesn't notice. Her attention is focused entirely on the food, on not eating too fast, on not crying. After several minutes, he breaks the silence. "How long have you been on the streets?" She stops, the spoon halfway to her mouth. "Since I was 16, she says. "Foster homes before that. Never stayed in one place long. Got too old for the system. Took a job at a laundromat, then another at a grocery store, then nothing." "No family?" She shakes her head. "None that would answer if I called. I stopped trying." He nods slowly. She takes another spoonful, then glances up at him. "I don't usually do this," she says. "What?" "Ask." "I don't ask. People hate when you ask." They hate being reminded that people like me exist. He leans forward, resting his forearms on the table. You said you just wanted scraps. I did, she says. And now I have this. She looks down at the soup. I'm not sure if this is kindness or madness. Maybe both, he says quietly. Her lips curl slightly. Not quite a smile. He studies her. Do you have dreams? She stops eating again. Her shoulders stiffen. Dreams? Yes. She exhales through her nose. I used to. I wanted to be warm, safe. I wanted a little studio with a skylight. What would you do in the studio? Draw, she answers immediately. I used to draw everything. People on trains, pigeons, the way light hits water. She pushes her bowl aside and folds her hands. But pencils don't feed you. I sold them, traded them, lost them. There's silence between them. Vincent lifts his glass but doesn't drink. You still have the way of looking, he says. She raises an eyebrow. You look like an artist. You study. You observe before you speak. She seems surprised by the comment, maybe even flattered. Her voice softens. People forget we're still people. His eyes hold hers for a long time. Something gentle passes between them. She finishes the soup. The bread is gone. She wipes her fingers on the napkin and looks up. I don't know why you did this, she says. But thank you. He stands, brushing invisible lint off his coat sleeve. I'll call you a car. She shakes her head quickly. No, I'm okay to walk. The night air feels different now. She starts to rise. Come back tomorrow, he says suddenly. Same time. She blinks. I can't pay you back. I didn't ask you to. She studies him. Then she nods once. Not a weak nod, a sure one. I'll come back. He nods too. The smallest curve of a smile plays at the corner of his lips. She turns and walks out of the restaurant, back into the cold night. But something's different now. The city feels a little less cruel. Vincent watches her go. The restaurant noise rises again. Glasses clink, people laugh. But his eyes stay on the door long after it's closed, and for the first time in a very long time, something inside him starts to thaw.